Have you ever been just buried in spreadsheets, staring at a dashboard and thinking to yourself, I am drowning in data, but I just can't get a straight answer? Well, if that's you, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to build your very own data answer button. This is the feeling, right? This is the core frustration for so many of us. You don't need to be some data scientist wizard. You just need to get the number or find that one customer or understand a trend. And SQL, that's the tool that lets you press that button and get the answers all by yourself. Okay, let's just get this out of the way. SQL stands for Structured Query Language. Now, please, don't let the word language scare you off. For what we're doing, think of it less like a complex programming language and more like a really specific set of instructions for asking a database questions. Its main job? To read and summarize data. That's it. No more, no less. So to get started, we just need a few key terms under our belt. We're going to do a super quick, rapid-fire vocabulary round to get the lingo down. That way, you'll sound like you know what you're talking about, because, well, you actually will. First up, table. Easiest one of the day, I promise. Whenever you hear the word table in a database conversation, I just want you to picture a spreadsheet, like Excel or Google Sheets. It's just the main container where all your data lives. See? Simple. And sticking with that spreadsheet analogy, a row is just a single record. So think of it as one customer or one specific order. And a column? That's a field. It's just a specific piece of information for that record, like the customer's first name or the order total. Rows go across, columns go up and down, just like a spreadsheet. Okay, so this is cool. How do we connect all these different spreadsheets together? That's where keys come in. A primary key, just think of that as a unique serial number for every single row. No two rows can ever have the same one. Then you have the foreign key. This is the magic link. It's a column in one table that points directly to the primary key in another table. It's how you connect your orders to your customers. Now, you might hear these two acronyms thrown around, OLTP and OLAP. Look, all you need to know is this. OLTP databases are for the apps, for quickly writing data, like when you place an order online. OLAP databases, on the other hand, are for us, the analysts. They're built for reading and summarizing huge amounts of data. The key takeaway? You're almost always going to be working in the OLAP world, which is designed for asking those big questions. All right, vocabulary lesson is officially over. Let's get our hands dirty. We're going to walk through the 5 most essential queries that are going to form your starter toolkit for asking pretty much any basic question of your data. So this is always, and I mean always, the first question you should ask when you see a new table. You don't want to accidentally try and download a million records and just crash everything. You just want a little peek, just to see what the data looks like. And this is just how beautifully simple it is. Select star basically means show me all the columns. From orders tells it which table to look inside. And then the most important part for a beginner, limit 10. This just says, hey, just give me the first 10 rows you find. It is the safest, smartest way to start exploring. Okay, peeking is done. Now for a real-world business question. We don't want all the orders, right? We want a very specific slice. Only the ones that are completed and only the ones that happen this year. So how do we filter all that noise out? The magic word here is where. The where clause is your filter. It's your bouncer at the club door. Here, we're setting 2 conditions. The order date has to be on or after January 1st, and the status has to be exactly completed. This is how you take a mountain of data and shrink it down to just the handful of records you actually care about. Next up, a classic request you're going to get all the time. Show me the top X. In this case, we want to find our 20 biggest home runs, our largest completed sales. And to do that, we're going to have to sort our data. So to do this, we use the order by clause. We're telling the database to sort all of our completed orders by the total column. Now, that little keyword DESC, that just means descending, so from largest to smallest. Then we just combine that with our old friend, limit 20, to get just the top 20. It's a really powerful 1-2 punch. Let's switch gears a little bit. Instead of finding specific orders, let's summarize them. A really common question is simply, how many? Not which ones, not how much they were worth, just a single number telling us the total volume. For literally any how many question, your go-to function is count star. It does exactly what it sounds like. It counts all the rows that meet your where clause conditions. And you'll see we also use as to give our final column a nice clean name, like orders underscore completed. This is how you get that single definitive number. All right, now for the big picture. What if you need a full statistical summary all in one go? Let's say we want to know the total sales, the average sale, and the full range from our tiniest order to our biggest one. And here are the powerhouse functions for that. Sum adds up a whole column, AVG calculates the average, min finds the minimum value, and max finds the maximum. So in one single query, you can generate a complete high-level summary of your business performance. Pretty cool, right? Okay, you've totally mastered the basics on a single table. Now let's level up and start answering more complex questions by connecting and grouping our data. So this is a classic analytics question. We don't want one grand total anymore. We want to see a trend. We need to see the total revenue, but broken down for each individual day. This means we have to group our data first, before we can sum it up. The workhorse for this is group by. And think of it like this. If I asked you to count M&Ms by color, what's the first thing you do? You'd sort them into piles by color, right? Red pile, green pile, blue pile. Group by does exactly that for your data. It creates a pile for each day, and then sum comes in and calculates the total for each of those daily piles. Okay, here's a new challenge. The order table has the sale amount, but the customer's name? That's in a totally separate table. So how do we bring them together? How can we see who actually bought what?
The answer is a join. A join is what connects two tables together using a field they have in common. In this case, it's the customer ID that exists in both tables. This lets us pull columns from both the orders table and the customers table into a single clean result. It's like magic.
Now, there are really two main types of joins you're going to use 99% of the time. An inner join only gives you results where there's a match in both tables, so customers who have definitely placed an order. A left join is different. It gives you all the records from the first or left table, even if they don't have a match in the second one. This is perfect for finding all of our customers, including the ones who haven't ordered anything yet.
You now have some seriously powerful tools at your disposal, but, with great power comes the ability to make great big messes. So let's cover 3 simple, absolutely essential rules for working safely so you don't accidentally break anything.
Just memorize this checklist, seriously. Number 1, select first. Before you ever update or delete data, run a select with the exact same filter to see what you're about to touch. Number 2, limit while exploring. Always add a limit at the end of your query until you're sure the results look right. And 3, guard your joins. If your row count suddenly explodes after a join, stop. Check for duplicate keys. These 3 habits will save you so much trouble.
And that's it. Let's just pause for a second and appreciate what you've learned. In just a few minutes, you've literally gone from 0 to being able to read data tables, ask specific questions using filters and sorting, create powerful summaries, and even connect different data sets together. You've built your own data answer button.
Now, if you want to keep all these queries handy, I've put them together into a super simple, one-page printable cheat sheet. If you want to get it, just do 3 quick things. Like this explainer, make sure you're subscribed, and drop the word SQL in the comments below, and we'll get it over to you. Thanks so much for watching.